President Blatter, how important, how significant today is this for football?
I think we could say that this 5th of July 2012 was and still is a historical day of international football, and especially of the International Football Association Board, founded in 1886. So we are in the 127th year of this organization. The FIFA joined only later in the 1913 or 14, and then to have this decision to bring technology, but only goal line technology, but still technology in the game. This is a real approach of, I would say, modern times also in football. And it is so important because the objective of football is to score goals. And with the new techniques and new tactics, with all players being now involved in the game, there is no more defense or attack. All the 11 players are moving. It's difficult to score goals. And so when we have the possibility now to identify that the goal is scored, it's a help for the referee, and that's why it's good. I was surprised by the stand of all 4 British associations. I knew that the FA, England, they were in favour because they had some problems in the league, but that Wales and Scotland and Northern Ireland, they were all in favour by saying we have to do it. So we did it.
So it's an important day, but also a good day. You're happy, you're pleased.
I am happy, I am pleased that we are able to go forward. Conservatism is something wonderful when it goes to the popularity of our game. You have one referee only on the field of play. One referee, you have the 90 minutes, you have the boundaries, and everybody can play football. But when it comes to high-level competition and when it comes to the decisive moment of a competition, you have the technology and you don't use it, then something is wrong. And I have changed my attitude towards technology because of the shot or kick, Lampard's kick in South Africa, when this goal was not allowed, but the ball was behind.
That was the moment, was it, for you?
That was the moment for me to say, you are the president of FIFA, and you cannot afford that in the next World Cup something similar will happen. And that's why we started from that time on. In the autumn of 2010, we started tests. And now we are ready with these tests, and that's why I'm happy, man, that we did it. And for me, the objective is to 2014, but now we have a system, it's available for others, and that's good.
But you did once say, didn't you, Mr. President, that football must not lose its human face, that human error was part of the game, and you seem to be reluctant to meddle with the traditions of the sport. After all, football's been going for many years. But now you feel differently. So are there dangers, do you think, with this decision?
No, it's not dangerous as long as people, they are in charge of the laws of the game, like an international board, the custodians of the laws of the game. With the declaration we made today, it's only goal line technology. It's not technology in the game. In the game, we don't want technology. We want to maintain this human face. And it is just a question of discipline also for the future of football. And as long as I'm the president, and if I can go to 15, then I would tell you that nothing will change there, and also in the future, because we have to put it down. We have to write it down that nothing can be changed. Technology, it's goal technology. And for the time being, we have to say, we will see how it works. But I'm sure it will work. And if it works, it's a help for the referee, just to help the referee.
And you are 100% sure, even if it works and there's pressure to extend it to other areas of the game, like, for example, offside, there is no way?
No. If you and anyway, it will be very, very difficult to control offside, because the football never stops. Also with the goal line technology, we will not stop the game. The game is going on. It's only the referee who will have the information it was a goal or not. And finally, the offside or the penalty box, if you stop that, by technology, there will be no more discussion in the stands. Nobody will discuss on Monday or Tuesday the results, and this will take away I would say, a social cultural aspect of our game, which is the fact that all fans are, at the same time, there are players, coaches and referees.
Football's been very slow in this regard, hasn't it, Mr. President? After all, the NFL introduced technology as far back as the 1980s. So do you now regret not changing your mind earlier?
No, we don't regret, because we haven't had any accurate system. Now we have accurate systems, and sometimes in the history you must have a hint to help you. And thank you, Lampard, that you helped me.
How did you feel that day in Bloemfontein when you saw that?
I was absolutely down. I couldn't even react at the very moment. I was so shocked that this goal was not allowed, that I made a declaration only the next day, because the day I was really so shocked when I have seen that. And then naturally then we started to change our mind and to look for a better system. We have had one system that was too complicated, and now we have two systems, it seems, and we have made all these tests through a very, I would say, very accurate organization in Switzerland, which is an official control system of all materials in Switzerland, and we can trust them, really.
Does it worry you, though, that this issue divides some of the most powerful men in the game? After all, as you know, the UEFA President, Michel Platini, is fundamentally opposed to this technology. He wanted today's decision to be further postponed. Would you now call on him to change his mind, just like you changed your mind?
Yeah, I think we are not so far away in our approach. He is more afraid that once technology is coming in, that it will go from the goal line towards the penalty box or whatever. But I'm sure with this unanimous decision of the international board, I think he will follow let's say, he cannot go against the history. And this is a new history. This is today. It's a historical day. And you write history, and you cannot go against the history. And I'm sure he's smart enough to realize that something has happened today in football, and he has his future. He has a very bright future in front of him. I'm sure he would be happy, finally.
He wants, of course, additional assistant referees, and IFAB have approved that approach as well today. What's better, do you think, technology or extra officials?
No, but these are two different things.
Sure, but what do you prefer?
These are two different things. The additional referees, it's a help to the match officials on the field and to two linesmen. I have even brought today the attention that we should have such an additional referee on both sides of the goal line, because otherwise you control only one side.
So you want 7 officials?
Yeah, no, I said we should discuss that, but I said that logically we should have another one on the other side. But this was in the experiences we made. We started on that side, but then the referees told they prefer to have this corner for them, and on the other hand they would have the assistant on the other hand. But it's different. And assistant, the only problem we have with the assistant now, because there are assistant referees, and there are not enough referees all around the world, so you cannot implement it everywhere. It's like goal line technology. It is not compulsory. Those that can afford to do it, they do it, and they will report, and to see the results they are coming out.
What did you think when you saw Ukraine's goal that should have stood, that was disallowed? Did that weaken the case for additional assistant referees, do you think?
No.
It doesn't work, does it, clearly?
You know, I would say the error which is made generally, that the assistant referee is a goal judge. He cannot be a goal judge because and the human eye cannot follow the speed of the ball unless the ball is only rolling. there is the speed more than 26 kilometers, the human eye cannot follow it. So 26 kilometers is just when you give a pass. So therefore, when you kick and you have a shot, then you cannot follow, and it's impossible for the human eye to do that. So don't use additional referees as a goal line technology, because that's something else.
You've mentioned it before about the fact that some leagues and countries will be able to afford to install technology, and obviously at the grassroots of the game, leagues will not be able to install it. They won't be able to afford it. It's not practical. Is that a problem? Because, as many have said, one of the parts of football that's traditional is the fact that there is a certain continuity, a certain consistency throughout the game, whether you play for fun with your children or whether you play professionally at the top of the game. And you're now creating a real two-tier system, aren't you, in this sport?
It exists already a different tier, actually, but the principle is there's one referee on the field. But we have assistant referees. We can have none, we can have two. We can have a fourth referee. We can have an assistant to the assistant referee, and we can have additional assistant referees. So there is already now the different tiers. We are not creating something. We are offering to those, and I am speaking about competitions where it is vital a goal is scored or not. And this is specifically when it comes to the final rounds of a continental or international competition, World Cup, Euro, Champions League quarterfinals or finals, because it's in a league, even if it's important to have that, but if you play a league like the Premier, they play 38 matches. If you have a problem in one of the matches, you can recover that. But in a knockout system, you cannot recover. And that's why it's so important to have this there.
But in the Champions League, which you mentioned, you won't have it because the president of UEFA is against it. So would you now call on him to relax his opposition?
Well, you know, the Champions League, I think it's not only the president who will decide what system he will be used. I think if they don't use the system, so I think clubs would then ask to implement the system, participant clubs.
Just quickly, World Cup qualifying. Some countries can afford it. Clearly, some countries may struggle to afford it. As the president,
no, World Cup qualifying, not at all, not at all, because worldwide it is impossible. Worldwide is also impossible to have additional referees. So we cannot impose nor the goal line technology nor the additional referees in the qualification of the World Cup, which is now in full swing in Asia, in Africa, in Oceania, in Americas, in Europe. No, this is not possible. We have to have the same system there until we come to the 32 qualified for the final.
But then for the next World Cup finals in Brazil.
For the World Cup, this was my idea for the World Cup to have this system. We will use it definitely for the Confederations Cup, and this year already in December for the World Club competition in Japan.